Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kidu from Makale University Digital Health Center. Today I will be presenting related to dashboard, which is titled as real-time dashboard for real-time decision making. Before diving into how we can clone the dashboard that we stored in the GitHub repository, let me use a few minutes to present on this topic, then we will see how we can clone, and we'll have a small walkthrough and a demonstration of the dashboard that was developed about 3 months ago. So the topics that I will be covering now are: first one is understanding dashboard. We will see what dashboard is, what are the type of dashboard, what are the qualities or the features that makes a dashboard modern or good dashboard. We will also see dashboard for local action, which is more of what I presented in the sourcing conference. Since it is important, I am going to repeat that. The third phase is about showing you how we can clone the dashboard and live demonstration of the dashboard. To start with what dashboard is, we all know that dashboard is a visual representation of data. It gives us a real-time view of the different data pointers, metrics, and also trends in one place. Usually, we use web browsers to access these dashboards, and it helps us to see a good picture of what the raw data means. It is difficult to generalize or to gain insight from raw data, so that dashboards are used to have a real-time and clear picture of what is going on, especially in our field in health data. It gives us the status of the hospitals and also the status of the patients that are treated by the hospital. So it is good for monitoring and decision making also. Having a dashboard at each health facility allows us to make informed decision making. What makes a good or what makes a dashboard useful? There are many things that makes a dashboard useful. The pictures are not the important things, or the dashboard itself or the images which are placed in the dashboards are not what makes it useful. It's simply the decisions that, or it's simply the pictures that can give us, or that can help us to make informed decision making. Is all what makes it important. So there are some things which makes dashboard important. The first one is it makes understanding of the data easy. It's difficult to understand what's going on from raw data. So dashboard gives us clear picture of what the data holds, or what is the meaning behind the data. The other one is it helps us to keep our priorities in front. So we don't need to see everything in the data. We may have priorities, or we may have important things that we want to see, like indicators we want to follow. So we don't need to see everything in the data. So we can focus on the priorities or on the indicators that we want to see. The other one is there might be issues on what we are tracking or on what we are monitoring. So it helps us to spot those issues early before they grow, or before they become bigger issues. The other one is it helps us to create a shared view for a team and for a collaboration. The next topic is on why real-time dashboard, or why we need it. The first one is its speed and accuracy. It helps us to make informed decisions quickly. The other one is efficiency. It streamlines the process of, it streamlines delays. Since it is related with speed. The other one is collaborative. As I said, it enhances team collaboration, since it streamlines real data insights. The other one is adaptability. The other one is also it helps us to see the current situation, not the older reports. what makes a dashboard modern, or what are the features that makes dashboard a good dashboard is that the first one is simply and clean visualization. The dashboard should have simply and clean visualizations. Instead of using tables, we need charts and graphs to show what is inside the data. So we can use line charts to see trends. We can use bar chart and pie charts to see or to compare different variables. The other one is real-time data or frequent refresh. The dashboard should have a live connection with the data itself. So whenever changes are made to the data, it should automatically update on the dashboard also. So we do not need to download from the data repository and then upload to the dashboard. There should be a live connection between the data and the data repository and also the dashboard. The other one is the other feature that makes a good dashboard is its filtering and controlling functionalities. So we should not see what is in the dashboard or we should not see, it is impossible to place everything in the front. So there might be other details that we can see through filtering. The other one is metrics and KPIs. So it should show us the metrics and KPIs or key performance indicators that we want to see. So it should also work with low bandwidth connections, especially in most of the African countries. The connections are somehow weak. So we should be working with this low bandwidth connectivities. So dashboards are typically classified into three as operational, tactical, and also strategic. When you say operational, it focuses on the day-to-day activities and performance monitoring. They show us operational insights and, for example, number of, usually they are related to daily variables or the variables that are captured daily, like number of AMC visits that are made today, number of deliveries that happen today. Whereas tactical helps the middle-level managers to track the performance. Like they are most often related to monthly reports, like average length of hospital stay and the monthly reporting rate. Rather, the other one is strategic dashboard. They help executives or high-level managers to have a bigger picture of what is going on within their organizations, like mortality rates, budget utilization, immunization also. So we can classify dashboard as operational, tactical, and strategic. So there is other concept which is related with dashboard, which is reports. So they are both useful and important. They both display insights or they both generate insights from the data, but they have some differences on how they display or how they present the data. Dashboards focus on real-time monitoring and quick decision making, and they are highly visualized or interactive when compared with reports. Reports are more of text heavy, or like they are usually reported in tabular forms, but they contain deep information. And reports are usually monthly or weekly, whereas dashboards present data at real time or the current status. When you go to the current health data management practices in Africa, there is a problem which is called the helicopter research, where countries who has or countries, wealthy countries usually extract data from African health data systems, but those health facilities in Africa do not get value from this data. And also they do not include, most of the work is done by the researchers in these countries, not in these local countries. So it has some consequences. There is no dashboard that the facility workers can use to monitor what is going on in their health facilities. So they lack timely and relevant feedback from the data. It also violates the fair principle of reusability, since it emphasizes that data should serve to those who produce it. So there is a need to balance local data ownership with cross-country analysis. So the data should be owned and they should be kept private by the health facility unless they want to share it. And also we need what is in the data for cross-country analysis. So the data should stay physically and legally within the country that is, or within the facility that is being collected. Health workers and local officials from this health facility should be the primary source of the data. And insights should be directly returned to the sales facility so that informed decision making can be made. But also, while the data staying at the sales facility, we need the information from these data for cross-country analysis and for different researches. So we need a standardized data models. That is how we developed the NEC care form. So we use the WHO care form, standardized WHO care form that can be applied in these Vodan countries. There should also be controlled vocabularies to ensure comparable variables. So where the limit is, or how we can balance this, is that health facilities should own this data, but also should contribute the aggregate data that is collected, not the actual data, but the aggregate data should be visible for cross-country analysis. The the patient data or the sensitive patient data should not go outside the health facilities, but the aggregate data or the meaning of the data or the metadata should be shared with other partners. So in order to balance that, we developed AMC dashboard. So this dashboard is a real-time dashboard where the data is being collected in RedCap. So it is a real-time dashboard that fetches this data from RedCap through application programming interface. So we are going to install this dashboard at each health facility so that they can use the raw data, or they can see what is going on with the raw data through this dashboard. So we included some indicators. It is also built in a privacy preserving way where facilities can see their own data only, and those at country levels can see the data at each of the health facility within that country, and they cannot see data from other country. So what is displayed on the metadata is only, what is displayed on the dashboard is only metadata. So no actual patient data is displayed on the dashboard. So in order for the privacy preserving, what we use is role-based access control, where there are three roles. Those are those at country level, those at Vodan or global level, and those at facility level. So whenever when you enter to the dashboard through your credentials, so it fishes your role and it will redirect you to the country, facility, or global level. So those are the users. At the top level, there is a global level user, and also there are country level users, and also under that there are facility level users. So those at a facility level user can only see the data at their own facility. Whereas those as country level users, they can see what's going on all of the health facility, and they can compare how the data production is going in the health facilities through line charts. So the advantage of this dashboard is the first one is real-time insight, as it is real-time dashboard. It provides a real-time insight, and also for performance comparison of between the health facilities and also between the countries. It also, since we included indicators that are reported to the HMS, it also supports for a reporting purpose. So it is also ensures local data ownership, where that data is owned by the health facilities. So after saying that, I will walk you through on how we can clone the dashboard to our local repository. So we have already published the dashboard in GitHub repository where this is the link of the dashboard. So the first thing that we should do is we should copy the link that I shared with you, this one. So we should initialize it. So now we have initialized it and we should clone the dashboard. So it is saying that the dashboard already exists since I'm using the same folder. And let me create a new folder. So cloning means that we are downloading the dashboard that is hosted on GitHub to our local computer. So once it finishes, we can start using it. So for the dashboard to use, there are some prerequisites. The first one is installing the right libraries that we use for this dashboard, which are already hosted on this requirements.txt. So they are included in the requirement.txt. So we should install what are listed in this requirement.txt. We should also need a virtual environment since it is Streamlit based dashboard. Streamlit cannot run without activating virtual environment. It's taking a little bit long. to save time until it downloads. Let me open a new window and walk you through the dashboard until it finishes loading. So this is what I downloaded before. So the first thing to run this dashboard after finished cloning this, to activate the virtual environment, and the virtual environment name that I created was mine. And it's found inside the scripts. So as you can see, the virtual environment is activated so that we can run the dashboard. Really to run my Windows 5. So now it is fetching data from RedCap. So the landing page is already appeared, and so now I am entering in global level user account or using global role. So as you can see, the first thing that appears is the number of data that is entered in the sales facilities. So today there are 3 data are entered, which we entered for demonstration purpose. So this one shows the number of data that is collected in this month. So this one is this year. This one is the number of data that is collected on the selected day. As you can see, the selected day is on 25/07. So if you change this day, the value in this changes. So since there is no data that is collected yesterday, so it is showing 0. The other one is, this one is total visitors. So this one is for this year, this one is for total visitors. It also shows us mothers who need this close follow-up based on the chart, WHO chart. We applied the algorithm that is to decide whether the mother needs close follow-up or not. So it counts the number of mothers in this close follow-up. So this is today's data and this month's data that is entered through bar chart. So we have 3 of this data that are collected today are visit 1 only. There are no visit 2 updates. So as you can see from this year's data, around 47 are entered. 47 entered data are for visit 1, and 20 are for visit 2. So this one helps us to see or to monitor the data production process. The other is through age group. So out of this data collected, 92% are 20 and above age, 20 and above age, and 7.83 are 15 up to 19 age, and 0% of them are 10 to 14 age. And to see the status of the infectious disease, we have selected HIV, TB, syphilis, hepatitis B and C. So as you can see, the TB distribution, around 33% are showing that inconclusiveness, 61.7 are negative for TB. So this is easy to see those infectious diseases. So the other feature is we need to compare how the data production is going between the countries. So we can see, as we said earlier, we can see bar charts or pie charts to compare this. So there is only 97.3 of the data is Nigeria's data. This is a demi data that is entered. And 2.65 is three values or three data that entered today for demonstration as Ethiopia's data. You can see it located here. And you can also see or compare between the countries. There is only a little here for Ethiopia data. The remaining is Nigeria's data. So if we enter through with Ethiopian account, it will only allow us to compare. It will only allow us to compare the facilities within Ethiopia. For example, if I enter through Nigeria's account, this is what we see in the Nigeria's account. So here we can compare the facilities. So out of the data, 52% of the data is for Idris-Kita Maternity Hospital. And this one for 20%, 20.9% is Railways Clinic Hospital. And this is how we can compare between the same facilities. We can add the facilities here. So we can monitor how the data progression looks like. So 100% of them are negative for syphilis. 99.1% are negative for hepatitis B, whereas 0.9% are positive. So this is how we can see. I think this one has finished. So what we should do after it finishes cloning is we should create a virtual environment, and this is the command that we use the virtual environment. So we should type Python -m vim means virtual environment, then the name of the virtual environment. So as you can see, the cloned dashboard is here, and the virtual environment that I created is here. So once we created the virtual environment, we should activate it through the previous command. We should click on. So we have created a virtual environment, so we should activate it now. I've activated it, and the next is to run the dashboard. For that, we should install all the required drivers. So please hit install R parameters.txt. So these are the in this dashboard there is a requirements.txt file. This one, which includes all the levels that are required to see the dashboard. Okay, sorry, I think I forgot. So it is starting to download all the required levels. So once it finishes downloading all the required libraries, the next phase is to simply type streamlit run main.py. This is main.py. So for you to use this dashboard for your own local purpose, you need two things. The first one is you should generate token, which is a secret key, which should not be displayed anyone else outside the health facility. So you should create a token. Administrators of the Red Cup can only create this token. So we should also change the address of the this one, the API URL. So we need just to change this. The API URL. It's simply the address of the where the data resides, and also we need the API token. This one. So after changing these two values, then we should work on your own health facilities.
Kibrom.
Until it finishes the process, if anyone has a question, feel free to ask.
Kibrom, do you think you'll be able to finish your presentation within the next 2-3 minutes?
If there is any question until it finishes.
Okay. Maybe because it's taking time to do this. I think Philip had prepared a presentation for today. Would it be okay if we go to his presentation and then we see the output when it has finished? Then we give it some time. Kibrom, would that be okay?
So,
yeah, so Kibrom, I think you can demonstrate with the one you already
Okay.
have all the requirements, and as this one continues, you can use it as a repository, I think.
I have already tried to show it on the other windows here. What we should do after it finishes downloading this, simply typing this one, streamlit run main.py. So it should display this page with what I'm dashboard page. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Kibrom.